Shalom, Kol Halo, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bahashim Makak. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of the GMS, including the elders that came before them and taught us is true. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers who are pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. So the Spirit jumped on me yesterday and said, you should do a little lesson going into the grievous sore, right? Because you don't get a grievous sore from from sin, right? Whether it be political sin or religious, whatever the hell. All right. So Revelation 16:2, right? And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon men which had the MOTB, and upon them which worshipped his image. Okay? These things go hand in hand. All right? This means you're part of the system moving forward, the NWO, the beast system. It requires that you take that C-hip, all right? And what happens is that RFID, that radio frequency, jacks you up, all right? And that's what it is. Let's go through some of these. This is NIV, all right? Festering sores, okay? Ugly, festering sores. You get that from sin, right? We understand that disease, right, comes from sin, yes. But this is something different, okay? This is when they stick that thing in your hand or in your forehead, which they're doing now. See, nobody can, you can't say that they're not putting C-hips in people's head and in their hand. You can't say that. You have to agree to that because it's just the truth. Now, whether this is the MOTB or not, then all right, you can continue to deceive and be deceived if you liked. Okay. Ugly, festering sores, malignant, right? Malignant sores. This word malignant is usually attached to what? The C word, right? Cancer. Okay? Harmful and painful sores. Loathsome, malignant sores. Evil and grievous sore. This grievous sore is talking about an ulcer, right? Okay? Noisome and grievous sore. Let's quickly go to the blue letter. Okay? Noisome and grievous sore, right? Revelations 16:2. Let's look at this. Poured out his vial, and there fell a noisome and grievous. Let's get sore. Sore goes to a wound producing a discharge pus, right? An ulcer, a sore, an ulcer producing a discharge or pus. Helcos, is that Helcos? All right, let's get it.
Strong's G 1668, Helkos.
Helcos.
Helkos.
Okay, a wound, especially a wound producing a discharge pus. What does that? Sin does that? Let's find out. Okay, so we're dealing with malignant. We're going to look that word up. Let's get that. Let's get malignant. malevolent, in the hands of malignant faith, of disease very virulent, or infectious. Okay, malignant. Does malignancy mean cancer? See, these words are definition of malignant, NCI dictionary of cancer terms, right? The meaning of malignant is tending to produce death or deterioration, all right? Well, the word malignant and cancer are inextricably linked, okay? NCI dictionary of cancer terms, going back to malignant. A term used to describe, so definition of malignant, a term used to describe cancer. See that? Malignant cells grow in an uncontrolled way and can invade nearby tissues and spread to other parts of the body. Now go back to Revelation. Where do we come from? What was it, 14? Salakia, 16. All right? Malignant. A horrible, malignant sore, right? Malignant definition. A term used to describe cancer. Malignant cells grow in an uncontrolled way and can invade nearby tissue and spread to other parts of the body. Why? Because you put a damn chip in your hand. All right, so, all right, we're examining this. All right, this is Science Animated 5 months ago. How do RF radiation, radio frequency radiation, and electromagnetic fields affect human beings? So your phone is putting out radio frequency radiation, okay? My wife, right, says that it was her phone that caused her to have cancer, right? She speaks on that regularly, okay? So, dealing with what? RF, R. That's what they're going to keep referring to, radio frequency. An RFID means radio frequency ID. So we're dealing with what? Radio waves, radiation. Radiation kills cancer, radiation causes cancer. Does it not? Okay? And even ulcers. Let's watch this and then we'll read a couple of articles. Now, mind you, whatever this is, this high-tech, slick production implies that, you know, somebody with money put this out. And they're not going to come out and say anything bad. If they do say something bad, it'll be cloaked in a pillow, right? A soft, fluffy pillow. Let's watch.
All living organisms are sensitive to solar and man-made radio frequency radiation.
And we'll stop right there, okay? Electromagnetic field, EMFs, that comes from what? The sun, right? Some people get what from the sun? Skin cancer, right? No? Of course they do. Just saying.
All living organisms are sensitive to solar and man-made radio frequency radiation, RFR, and electromagnetic fields, EMFs. Humans need solar radiation to make vitamin D and plants for photosynthesis. Like allergies, human sensitivity to man-made radiation is on a spectrum. Atmospheric electricity and solar flares can also impact health through non-thermal mechanisms well below heating limits. Studies prove this sensitivity beyond all reasonable doubt. Physical sensitivity is different from fear of RFR or EMFs or a nocebo response. People can be sensitized with or without previous conditioning. Heating is a secondary short-term effect of radiation, whereas sensitivity is non-thermal and often builds up over time. Non-thermal EMFs can be both bad and good.
Stop. Huh? So what they're doing is they're softening the blow of the truth, okay? They're telling you, right? Man-made, what is that? Ionizing radiation, all right? It could be used for good and it can lay your ass down, all right? Magnetic resonance imaging. Yeah, that's when they put you in the tube. Solar radiation, solar non-ionizing radiation. All right. Well, guess what? Esau don't take too kindly to the sun anyway. All right. So larger doses of radiation can what? Kill you. So if you put an RFID device up under your skin, what the hell do you think is going to happen? Common sense will tell you. All right. Now a nigga can say that the C-hip is not the MOTB, but you can't say that they're not putting them in people's brains and in their hands. You can't say that, right? You could explain away the truth, try to hold on to your money all you want to, but you can't say they're not putting Neuralink and RFID inside of people.
Like ionizing radiation, non-ionizing and non-thermal RFR and EMFs can cause DNA damage,
Can do what? Now watch them explain it.
leading to cancer.
Leading to what?
To protect those sensitive to RFR and EMFs, governments should base guidelines on non-thermal effects, such as cancer and sensitivity. Medical advice is to reduce exposure to man-made RFR and EMFs to protect against biological harm.
So you know how you protect against EMFs and RFR? You don't put a C-hip in your hand. Okay? It's pretty simple. All right? When they start forcing that thing,
People sensitive to RFR and EMFs need low levels to prevent non-thermal effects. Current high levels prevent only heating. Nobody should...
this is what's going on in today's world. Okay? With your phone, with your television, with everything. Is these waves, radio frequency waves, are being passed through everything. If you put your phone right up on your skin, you put it near your nut sack, what do you think is going to happen to your sperm? You understand? If a woman carries her phone in her shirt pocket all the time, right? What's going to happen when that phone keeps going off? It's going to radiate your breast, right? And that it could go bad. All right? Some people know these things for a fact. All right? So, what would happen if you took that C-hip that's reacting just like a phone would, right? And you put it under your skin? You think cancer or a grievous sore or malignancy is going to jump off?
denied public access because they're sensitive to RFR and EMFs. Reducing man-made RFR reduces harmful health effects for everyone.
Duh. What does that mean? Don't put the C-hip either in your head or in your hand, which they're doing right now. And a nigga can't deny that. Right? A nigga can't say that that's not going on. He can say it's not the mark, but you can't say that they're not doing it. All right? So I'm going to try to keep this short. Let's read this. This is PubMed case reports. Okay, biohackers and self-made problems. Infection of an implanted RFID. NFC what? CHIP. A case report. We're just going to read into it a little bit. We describe the case of a 26-year-old man with an infected RFID near field communication CHIP in the middle finger. The NFC CHIP was removed, the soft tissue debrided, and a pan-sensitive Staphylococcus aureus was detected by sonication of the RFID NFC CHIP. The patient was post-operatively treated with amoxicillin and clavulanic acid, Slovakia. 24 hours IV, total 11 days. They had to treat this dude, and an intrinsic plus splint, which led to complete recovery. This dude contracted, or what happened was his RFID NFC CHIP jacked him up. Okay? It infected him. Conclusion: modern modifications can lead to infections, which shouldn't be underestimated. Interdisciplinary treatment is a key to success. Okay? So they're going to say as little as they can, but basically what this is saying is when you put that CHIP in you, it's going to jack you up. Right? It's going to jack you up. What else said that? Well, the scripture said it right here. It says, Revelation 16:2, and the first went out and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had put that CHIP in their hand, in their forehead or in their hand, which had the MOTB, and upon them which worshipped his image. It's just plain and simple. There's that word malignant. Malignant sores. What do they call that? Broke out. That's where it says it. Okay, let's see that in mass amounts. Yep. APU, we got that. Malignant. Oh, Slocky, bear with me. Let's read this. Associated Press report on RFID CHIPs and cancer raises concerns. A report by the Associated Press reveals that cancer experts were concerned when they reviewed a collection of animal studies suggesting that implanted RFID CHIPs may cause cancer. Huh? Huh? Although the experts said that there is a considerable difference between humans and animals, it's easier to cause cancer in a laboratory mouse than a human, said one veterinary oncologist, for example. So let's leave that out. Let's leave this from here to here out. Let's leave that out. Although the experts said there is considerable difference between humans and animals, there was sufficient concern for them to call for more long-term controlled studies to be done on larger animals and possibly humans as well. So what is this saying? Cloaked is going to jack you humans up, and we're not even going to test you. We're not going to go into long-term controlled study. Why? Because they know they got to do this. RFID, short for radio frequency ID, CHIPs are identity CHIPs used in a range of applications from identity tagging, library books to cars to pets, and now more recently, People ain't no C hip. We in June. In animals and people, they are what? Inserted under the skin. First used in animals, for instance, to help find lost pets. This is to find your dog. C-hips were approved for use in humans by the FDA in '04. They were hailed as a medical breakthrough, a miracle, right? Because they could be used to provide access to important medical information in situations where the patient is not able to do that for themselves. Yeah, what else? Okay, they go in a very chip, da 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 da. What this is doing is basically is saying, we're not going to test what this thing can do to you, right? Because we already know. The articles were published in toxicology and veterinary journals between 96 and '06 and included a study conducted in '96 by toxicologist pathologist Keith Johnson at the Dow Chemical Company. At the what? In Midland, Michigan. Johnson said in a phone interview with the AP, the transponders were the cause of the what? Huh? A study conducted in Germany in '97 found that 1%, yeah, right, of over 4,000 C-hipped mice had cancer, which the authors concluded were clearly due to the implanted C-hips. Oh, but that's in mice, though. What does the scripture say? Does the scripture say mice? Let's see. The men which had the C-hip. It doesn't say the mice, of mice and men, right? The best laid plans of mice and men often go asunder, right? Well, this is one of them. Oh, we're going to control the population. We're going to put this in your head or in your hand. The best laid plans of mice and men often wind up with a grievous sore, right? And the first went and poured out his vial on the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore, a malignant, ugly, festering sore upon the men, not the mice. Now we got to get of mice and men. And we'll close. Malignant. And this is just an inside joke. Of mice, what comes up? I type in of mice, what comes up? Steinbeck. You don't know Steinbeck? Quotes. Let's get a quote. This ain't it. Let's get it. Let's get the. Where is it? I guess I got to type it out. Let's see. Let's go up here. Of mice and men images. This is stupid. Right here. Awry. The best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. Okay. We'll use this. And we'll close. All right, so what? Let's get this real quick. Let's go to 13. What is this all about? MOTB. It's Revelation 13, 16, and 17. And he causeth all, both smaller, great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay? And that right hand, right, could be in any part of your body, is going to cause a grievous sore. All right? But this is talking about an RFID, micro C-hip. This is talking about that Neuralink, or whatever other name they put on it, right? And that no man might buy or sell, save that he have the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, working under that system, okay? And that's what it is. All right, so with that, we hope that the elect were edified, just bringing out some facts, right? Just bringing out some facts. Sin doesn't do that. Let me see. Where did we go? Let's see, where did we go here? Let's look at some of these. What comes up? Ulcer caused by. I don't see no ulcers. Here we go. Let me see. It's just showing you the C-hip. Let's go like this. Removal and replacement. These people are being very, very cognizant of what they're doing right now. So, uh, you know, they ain't showing a damn thing. You know. I should have did this in what is it, DuckDuckGo? They got this thing figured out. They done expunged. See, they don't have one view. Nothing. Oh, that's the devil. Anyway, we'll end it here. All right. We'll end it here. Is this 5 and 15? Sirach 5 and 15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small. All right. So with that, we hope that the elect were edified, you brothers and few sisters. With that, I'm going to say shalom.